Thank you for clicking on the video. Welcome back to the channel. This is a review for you. We're going to do it episode by episode because we only getting 5 episodes, so why not? So this is episode 1. Joe faked his death, and I forgot all about that. I was thinking to myself, am I going to have to rewatch this? Because what happened to Love? I completely forgot he had to kill her ass. I mean, he had to because she was just as nuts as he was, or excuse me, as he is, because he's still a bit touched. So he faked his death, abandoned his son, and moved to London to be a professor. His name over there is Jonathan Moore. And of course, he's been spying on his neighbors, stalking the lady and her live-in boyfriend. Their names are Malcolm and Kate. Ain't nothing changed about him, really. You know, he's just sitting over there, leering over there in them people's house because nobody closes their curtains anywhere. And, you know, his thoughts. We're getting the thoughts running through the subtext, I should say. And that's something we working on, or that we have worked on in my acting class. And to see this actor, you know, do that so well, kudos to you. I didn't know whether or not I was going to clap. My hands didn't know what to do. Anyway, he spent months looking for Marianne all over Europe. And he sees a piece of her artwork at an art gallery, and the dealer is like, well, she's currently at a live art fair, something like that. And so if you need her, here's her number, blah, blah, blah. He caught up with her, of course, at the fair. And when she sees him, at first she's like, she has this pleasant surprise look on her face. And then it's like the scary look. And she just takes off running. And he chases her into this abandoned building. And he in there running in there talking about, can't we talk? You chasing me down. No, we can't talk. No, we can't talk. He runs into her, like corners her, and she pulls a knife on him, and he gets it out of her hands. Because, I mean, girl, if you're going to pull the knife, use it. I mean, with the quickness, he had that knife out of her hand. And he's, you know, with all of that, I thought you loved me, and I thought that you'd be happy to see me. No, crazy? No. Of course not. No, I'm not happy to see you. She knows about all his little dirty deeds. And, of course, he explains it away. You know, because it's love. I love you. I got to do this. I had to kill your boyfriend. Because he was going to take your babies. Or I think it was her ex. It was her ex. The ex was trying to get custody or something like that. And so Joe had to take him out in his mind. You know, he just had to do it. And she's like, no, you're a murderer. You are a murderer. And he's like, that's not true. I'll prove it to you. You crazy. You crazy. He lets her leave, though. He lets her leave. He's trying to prove to her that he's not a nutcase. I'm not crazy. When I love somebody, I will kill for you. Literally. She run away. And when he steps outside, it's this man, like, sitting on the curb watching him. So it's like, oh, who was that? Who was that? The guy ends up, you know, they in a diner now, and the guy's telling him that he works for, I think it was Love's. No, I think it was Love's daddy. I think so. Love's daddy had put a hit out on him. And so that's the man, that's the hitman, and the hitman was like, I'm really tired of doing this. Like, I'm tired of killing folks, you know, and even you, I'll let it slide. And so I need you to just get missing. I need you to go to wherever you're going to go and be Jonathan Moore. I need you to go and step into the role. He's tired. And he still want to get paid, but he's tired. And of course, he's like, you know, you can find her and, you know, just take care of it. Because the girl he let leave, Marianne, he says, you're going to have to take care of that one, though. Because she's a loose end, and she knows you're alive, and so you will have to do that one last thing. And Joe is like, how am I going to be starting over if you're trying to send me out to do this? And he said, listen, go in there, do what you need to do, and come out Jonathan Moore. That's how you do that. um, he does find her, and when he finds her, he creates this like diversion to get up on her and snatch her necklace off, and she felt it. But she felt like, somebody was just, it was like what you call him, a pocket picker, pickpocketer. Both of them sounded wrong in my brain, but the folks that still just that snatch your chain. And he lets her get on the train and going on about her business. Then he sends a picture of the necklace to the hitman, saying that it's done. And I would feel like that man was gonna follow me to make sure it got done. But I mean, he ain't scared. He's scared. Anyway, while following the neighbor one night, he sees her ass get robbed. And I thought they were trying to kidnap her, but she was getting robbed, and he runs in and saves the day. And, of course, now he's on her radar. Now she knows who he is. She calls the police, and he's like, can you not tell him that I was here? I'm glad to help you. Happy to help. But can you please not let the police know that I was here? Because, he's a wanted man or whatever. He done faked his death, I should say. He's supposed to be deceased. Joe, he gets a visit from Kate's boyfriend, Malcolm. And Malcolm want to come and repay him, for saving Kate's life. So he wants him to join him at this party with the rest of the elites, out there in London. No brokies allowed. It's like country club type of situation. And so he gets there. He meets a socialite, a princess, this man named Simon. Well, they're brother and sister, Simon and Sophie. They're influencers, and they have rich parents or whatever. And everybody, the running joke is, oh, he's American. Oh, he's American. He's American. Oh, you Americans. Talking about some, careful, the Americans and their guns. What? That wasn't even funny. Anyway, Joe, he's in there reading the room, He done stalked everybody on the internet anyway before he got there, so he already know what's up. And one of the guys is American. There's a guy that's also American. He meets the son of a duke. And this guy is actually very humble. He's the one that's the more personable one. The rest of them are douchebags, But this guy seems to be very humble. He's one of the ones that's a humanitarian, a philanthropist, if you will. Anyway, on his way out, he runs into the socialite Phoebe or whatever. And she hands him this shot of something. I feel like it's liquid heroin. I don't know I forgot what name they gave it. But it was laced. He was going to be high and not drunk. And so they in there cornering him, questioning him about who he is and why he's there, like trying to figure out, what you running from, what you doing here. And they figure out he must be chasing a woman. And Malcolm, listen, I get you one of these girls up in here, take your pick, just screw the pain away. The girls, they're talking his ear off. They're spilling tea. People are just high. Everybody's high, but they're used to it. This is what they do all the time. But Joe, of course, is fading fast. He's getting there. He about to start hallucinating, and it's finna be a blackout situation. When he wakes up the next day, because he does make it home, but he high as hell. When he wakes up, Malcolm is dead on his kitchen table with a knife sticking out of his chest. And of course, immediately, Joe feel like he did it. He can't remember if he did or if he didn't. And so he gets into serial killer mode, into Dexter mode, and starts to clean up the crime scene, He notices that Malcolm is missing 2 fingers. And so it's like, I cut off his fingers. What did I do with the fingers? So he thinking, where would I have put some fingers? He goes to look for the fingers, and when he's looking, he sees the police, in the next apartment over there where Kate lives. He sees that the police are there talking to her, And of course, he's like, are they here about, what did they hear about? No, they probably hear about the robbery. Hopefully she didn't mention me. He just going, the subtext, going through all the thoughts. He wraps up Malcolm in a rug, puts him in the trunk, and, he gonna go out at night. He goes out to dispose of the body because, of course he has to get him in smaller pieces or whatever. He goes to like this warehouse, and the guy that is supposed to be paying attention and keeping watch, he headed out to go watch the football game, the soccer game. And he said, I got the whole game to get it done before these folk come back. So he goes in there and he gets to work. He starts chopping them up. He throw up in the sink. I said, well, he throws them in the trash. I'm like, no. I feel like they can get your DNA on Criminal Minds. On Criminal Minds, they used vomit to catch somebody because your DNA. So why would he do that? I don't know. I picked up on that, and I'm feeling like it's gonna come back to bite his ass, but I don't know. I just don't know. He puts the pieces of the man of Malcolm in little bags or whatever, in garbage bags, and proceeds to dump them all over the town. And Joe, when he returns, because he has to go back to the country club because he has somebody's fur coat. He goes to return it, and he runs into the son of that dude at the bar, asking about how the night ended and all of that. And Joe doesn't really say anything, but they have small conversations, and that man can see that Joe is a mysterious type. He can see, he reads his whole life, basically. He doesn't judge him, but he tells him, redemption is attainable. You done came out here. You can redeem yourself. You don't have to be whatever you was out there in the States. Joe guilty. He guilty as fuck. And you know me. I don't feel sorry for Joe at all. I want Joe to be arrested for his crimes. I can't stand Joe. That bullshit, all that. I love you. No. It's crazy. It's giving crazy. Anyway. Although when it came to him and love, like listen, the lesser of two evils was Joe in that situation. Anyway, he runs into Kay on campus, and she a bit snarky, but she a bitch. It's like, I don't even like Kay. She ain't a likable character, so if something happened to her right now, it's like, cause she rude. She real rude. Anyway. She does tell him, I ain't tell the police about you, and all that. And she asked him about Malcolm. I know Malcolm, you and Malcolm left together the other night. Have you talked to him? Have you seen him? Because I ain't seen him. He still ain't came home. And of course, Joe lied. Of course, he lied, say he ain't seen nobody. And he's like, thank him for me. Thank him for getting me home safely. Crazy ass. She asked him to dinner. They're having another elite dinner, and Phoebe is the one extending this invitation. She the one really wants him there, and she's like, I don't know what you said to her, but she really wants you there, so you really need to come because she wants you there, and I would hate to see her around here carrying on. So please come to the thing. And so of course he goes to the dinner. And when he's going in there, he gets a notification on his phone from this app. And then he's like, when I get this app? I don't remember this app. And a message comes through and it says, hello, you. And then it says, you surprised me handling Malcolm like that. Here I thought, when I left him at your table, you'd go down for my sins. You're not who I figured you for. Who are you? I should have read that in my English voice. Let me go back. Well, let me go back. Hello, you. You surprised me handling my Malcolm like that. Here I thought when I left him on your table, you'd go down for my sins. You're not who I figured you for. Who are you? How'd I do? Anyway, that's pretty much where it ends. He goes into the party and he finna scope it out because it's got to be one of the elites. It's got to be one of the elites that done killed Malcolm. Who is it? He got his good cat eye on all of them. Anyway, that was episode 1. We will be back for episode 2. I'm going to come back next week for it, though, because, the long game. It's only 5 episodes. Let's drag it. Let's drag. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Let's call me Busby, and I'll chat with you later. Peace and light.